I'm quitting my job and I have no backup plan. I have no substantial savings and I'm just doing it. And I haven't told anyone other than my partner and my mother, and I guess my boss, who I just put in my 2 weeks to. And I would be lying if I said that I wasn't absolutely terrified. But I do truly believe that if you were not capable, you would not be presented with the opportunity. I will not allow myself to live with regrets. It is not who I am. I refuse to let myself one day be old in a retirement home or in a house somewhere and tell my family that I wish I had done more, because I don't know what happens when I die. It might be something beautiful, it might be nothing. I might get reincarnated. There might be an afterlife here or there or wherever, but this might be the only chance I get. I'm doing it because I have no other choice. Since before I could remember, I've been called to spirituality, and in some way or another, I've always embraced it. I've always felt aligned to the healing of others, and the pandemic really opened up the space for me to pursue that. I felt true to who I was. I think that, as silly as that sounds, when I was 16, I was the truest to myself I have ever been. As the world slowly transitioned to a new normal after the pandemic, I found myself neglecting who I was, neglecting my divine purpose, being something that I wasn't, and trying to convince myself and others that I wasn't this way, that I wasn't spiritual, because I was holding shame for who I was and who I was meant to be. I entered into situations even though I knew they weren't serving me. But even at my lowest, I still knew I was here to help and heal other people. I even enrolled myself in college to be an elementary school teacher. I thought that it would give me the path that I needed in my life. And my life was falling apart. But it wasn't right. I was fighting against myself. I was fighting against my alignment. Now I find myself in a state of outgrowing my job, outgrowing my life, outgrowing this negative space I've allowed myself to sit in for too long. And it's an undeniable, overwhelming pull to live entirely within my soul's purpose, and is no longer something that I can ignore or push off or say, I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow, because I cannot do one day. I cannot do one day anymore. I have to do day one. So that brings me here in the middle of nowhere in my little town beside the river, taking the biggest risk I have ever taken.